Hey everyone, welcome to my review of the Ninja Creami. Inside this video, we're gonna go ahead and go over all the different features, how to use the Ninja Creami, and we're gonna make two different kinds of frozen treats. A chocolate ice cream and a pineapple Dole Whip. So by the end of this video, you're gonna know whether or not the Ninja Creami is worth it. Inside of the box for the Ninja Creami, of course you get the machine itself. You get one of these canisters that is going to hold the pints of ice cream. And we have two of these little pints of ice cream, and this is what you're gonna be making your ice cream mixtures in. We also have a quick start guide and a Ninja Creami recipe book with over 30 different recipes in here. And a lot of these recipes are tested and they are really good recipes. So I recommend following some of these if you're new to your Ninja Creami. Now let's go ahead and talk about how the Ninja Creami actually works. You'll notice that we have a little tiny arm here, and that's going to connect to a paddle that is inside of this lid. That paddle right there is going to spin at a really high rate through the Ninja Creami pint, and that is going to creamify the ice cream. Now when you first get your Ninja Creami, this little paddle here is not going to be installed to the lid, so you're going to have to install that, and it's really easy to install. All you have to do is just pull back on this little lever here, take the paddle, insert it into this hole at the top, let go, and make sure that this is in the middle and it is secured and ready to make some ice cream. After you install your paddle, you're gonna take one of these little pints here and we're gonna pretend that it's full of ice cream that has already been frozen for 24 hours. And we're going to line it up with the little holes on the bottom of the canister, make sure it clicks into place, take this lid here and attach it to the top and click that into place, and you'll notice that we have a little unlock button here on the side. Then we take the canister, we line it up into the grooves, and we power on the machine, and we take this and we twist it all the way up until it locks into that arm. Then you'll notice that all your different ice cream options will start to light up. Speaking of features on your Ninja Creami, we have 6 different pre-planned options. We have ice cream, sorbet, light ice cream, smoothie bowl, gelato, and milkshake. And we also have a mix-in and a respin option. You're gonna be using ice cream most of the time, but if you're a fan of protein ice cream or vegan ice creams, I would recommend doing the light ice cream option. We also have sorbets, which is great for fruit, and we have a milkshake option where you can mix in already pre-made ice cream with some milk and make a milkshake. Now, when it comes to the mix-in button, this is great if you want to add some toppings or some mix-ins to your ice cream. To do that, all you have to do is just dig out a hole in the middle of your ice cream after you've already spun it, dump in your mixings, and then click on the mix-in option after you put it back in the Ninja Creami, and it'll mix it all the way through your ice cream. We also have a neat little feature called the respin, and you'll notice that you're going to be using this quite a bit with the Ninja Creamis, especially if you creamify your ice cream right out of the freezer. After the first time of spinning your ice cream, you might notice that it will be a little bit crumbly, and that's just because it came out of the freezer and it was a little bit frozen. But if you hit the respin option, it will make creamy, delicious ice cream on that second spin. Now that we know how the Ninja Creami works, let's go ahead and make some chocolate ice cream. Now for this recipe, I'm going to be using 1 cup of milk, a 1/3 cup of heavy cream, a couple of tablespoons of this chocolate jello mix, a couple of tablespoons of cream cheese, and a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. This is going to be an extra creamy chocolate ice cream when we're done with this mixture. Now all I have to do is just take all of the ingredients and mix them into the Ninja Creami pint. Now that all the ingredients are in the pint, I recommend mixing it in with an immersion blender, but if you don't have one of those, then a normal blender will work just fine. And that's actually what I use to mix in the ingredients, and it works great for me. Next, we take our mixture and we put it in the freezer and leave it in there for 24 hours. And this is going to make the best ice cream if we freeze it for that amount of time. Next, we remove it from the freezer and it's time to mix it, but you'll notice that I already ate some of this mixture. Okay, so we have our chocolate ice cream here. We're gonna pop the lid off and we're going to put it into this chamber here. To do that, all you have to do is just line up these notches with the notches in the chamber, take this lid with our paddle installed, line it up to the pint, twist it, and you'll hear a click to lock it, and then we slide it into the Ninja Creami. Now all we have to do is just power it on and twist this all the way until it latches, and you'll notice that all of these buttons light up, and because we're going to be doing some ice cream, we're going to hit the ice cream button. Now that it's finished, all we have to do is hit this button on the side, it pops it open, and we slide this out. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what we have for our ice cream. And you'll notice that it turned out to be a little bit crumbly, but that's okay. Usually it looks like this on the first go, just because I didn't let it thaw enough. It was too frozen, so it turned into crumbles. But what we're gonna do now is mix in some chocolate chips into the middle, and it should give us a creamy texture after we use the mix-in function. To add in our mix-ins, what we need to do is dig out about 1.5 inch hole that reaches all the way to the bottom, something that looks kind of like this. And then we take our chocolate chips and we fill up that middle section, and the finished product will look like this. Now we'll take our latch, we'll latch it back on to the ice cream pint, we'll slide it back into the Ninja Creami, we'll twist it, lock it into place, and then instead of using the ice cream button again or the respin button, which we could do if we didn't like the crumbly texture, we're going to be clicking on the mix in button. Now that it's finished, let's go ahead and remove the ice cream. We'll pop the lid off here and we'll take a look at our consistency, and that looks a whole lot more like ice cream than our first run did. I'm really excited to try out this chocolate ice cream, and to me, it looks pretty good. Now that we have made chocolate ice cream, let's go ahead and move on to our pineapple Dole Whip sorbet. For our pineapple Dole Whip recipe, I'm gonna be using 4 different ingredients. We're gonna start off with using some canned pineapple, and I'm also gonna mix in a couple tablespoons of vanilla pudding mix. I'm also going to add some granulated sugar and some Fairlife protein milk. For this recipe, I used about a cup of canned pineapple, a couple tablespoons of the Jell-O mix, a 1/4 cup of the granulated sugar, and about a cup of milk. After I poured in all of the ingredients into the pint, it was time to mix it up. If you have an immersion blender, that is the best way to do it. However, I only have a mixer, so I took all of the ingredients and put it into the mixer, and that seemed to work out great. I then took my mixture and I put it into the freezer for 24 hours. We have our pineapple Dole Whip here. It is time to mix it in with the Ninja Creami. I will remove the lid from the top, and I'll make sure to line up the pint with the holes on the bottom, and we'll just simply latch this lid back into place. Now I can put it into the Ninja Creami, power it on, twist it all the way up until it locks, and I'm going to click on the sorbet option to mix in the pineapple Dole Whip. Okay, now that we have spun our ice cream, let's go ahead and remove it from the Ninja Creami and take a look at this pineapple Dole Whip. So after the first spin, it's still a little bit crumbly, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on, and we're going to respin it. Now I guarantee after we respin this pineapple Dole Whip, it's gonna turn out perfectly and it'll be really creamy. All I have to do is hit the respin option. After respinning the pineapple Dole Whip on the Ninja Creami, let's go ahead and remove this lid and see if it's creamy this time. And it sure is. Look at how creamy that ice cream turned out. Honestly, it looks so good, and I'm really excited to try this pineapple Dole Whip. Now it is time for my honest opinion and thoughts of the Ninja Creami ice cream maker. First things first, if you are a fan of ice cream like I am, then you're gonna love the Ninja Creami. It makes delicious frozen treats, anything from smoothie bowls to milkshakes, to ice cream, to sorbet. There's so many different things that you can do with this, and it really doesn't take that much time to creamify the ice cream. Sure, sometimes you might have to use the respin button, but in most cases, you're getting extremely creamy ice cream with the Ninja Creami. I only have a couple of negative things to say about this machine, and one of those is going to be that I have to wait 24 hours to have my ice cream, but once I do wait that 24 hours, it tastes so good, and it is always worth the wait. The other negative thing is going to be how loud it is when it is spinning the ice cream. You're going to want to be in another room because this thing does make a high-pitched squeal that is extremely loud and hard on the ears, but if you just walk into another room, it's really not that bad. I love the size of these pints. They're really good for 1 to 2 people, so if you're planning on only making enough ice cream for 1 to 2 people, this is a perfect machine to get. I love that there's so many different ways that you can make ice cream, so if you're lactose intolerant or if you prefer vegan ice cream, you can do it with the Ninja Creami, and it's really simple to use those different milk alternatives. The Ninja Creami has so many different features and options, and it's really simple to use. I love how quickly it makes ice cream, and in my opinion, It's one of the best ice cream makers on the market. So if you're interested in an ice cream maker that makes a very creamy ice cream in a short amount of time, I highly recommend checking out the Ninja Creami. In my opinion, it is worth it. Thank you so much for watching this video review, and I hope that it helps. If you're interested in more product reviews and product comparisons, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. My name's David, and I will see you guys when I release my next video.